planet or the energy Ketu is the energy of detachment, reattachment, liberation, and also negating you the results of that area. Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. We have been doing this series of planets when they are in the Nakshatras of different other planets. What are the ensuing results? What are the manifestations? What are the denotations? What are the possibilities? What are the probabilities? And these become even more important when you have an energy like Ketu, when it is in the nakshatras of any of the other planets, which in some nakshatra it will be. Then what are the results that area will give you, because the planet or the energy Ketu is the energy of detachment, reattachment, liberation, and also negating you the results of that area. So let's jump into and see how, when Ketu is placed in the nakshatras or different other planets, what are the results that it can manifest for us. When Ketu goes into the nakshatras ruled by the sun, sun ruled nakshatras have either the fire energy and the earth energies, which means one pada of all the sun ruled nakshatras have the fire energy and three padas have the earth energies, which means when Ketu goes into the nakshatras of sun, it will bring about the dissemination, the qualities of the sun, but it will also bring the qualities of the fire and the earth energies as well. So when Ketu goes into the nakshatras ruled by sun, what is sun? Sun is authority, power, influence, your ability to be able to influence others. It is also the planet of taking responsibility and leadership. So when Ketu goes into the nakshatras ruled by sun, it will give you a lot of authority, power and influence, but only on two levels. Either it gives you power and authority of the highest kind, the fourth gear, or it gives you very low or detachment from those responsibilities, detaches you and makes you struggle for the power and influence. There is no intermediate power here. So either you get high power, high influence, a lot of authority to be able to do a lot of things, great things, take responsibility, show the leadership, or you're struggling for any power, any influence, any authority all the time, and you don't seem to be getting the acknowledgement and the appreciation from seniors, from your bosses, from authority figures. So this is not an easy energy to have to contend two extremes. However, depending on which nakshatra ruled by sun Ketu gets into, the results can be different. For example, if it gets into Kritika, where one pada of Kritika is in Aries and three padas are in the Taurus, which means that there will be some fiery energy, but a lot of Taurus energies, also the earth energies, but the materialistic energies also, which means here Ketu will give you the need for to give the willpower, the killer instinct to go and achieve your goals. But this is also related to materialistic connection, materialistic desires which the Taurus energies bring. If it gets into Uttara Falguni, where one pada is in Leo, three padas are in Virgo, here there is more need for authority but leadership to do for others, because the other three padas are in the sign of Virgo, which is service orientation. So this is a person who will take authority, leadership to do for others rather than self, with an eye to do more service. If it gets into the nakshatra of Uttarashadha, where one pada is in Sagittarius and three padas are in Capricorn, then here this person will have some wanderlust, wanting to break the shackles and go out and to do something on his or her own need also. But because three padas are in Capricorn, it is not easy to just shed that leadership, their accountability, the responsibility. So here is the person who sometimes may be in dual minds. Do I really want to be connected to this responsibility? Am I being served in any way? So there is always this tug of war to either detach and to run away from all the hullabaloo, all the drama which is surrounding you, but on the other hand, the loyalty and commitment of Capricorn also kicks in. And that is the result of Ketu getting into the nakshatras ruled by the sun. When Ketu gets into the nakshatras ruled by Mercury, now the detachment of Ketu, but the strong analytical nature of Mercury kicks in. Very practical energy, very logical energy, very clever energy. So Ketu uses the ability to detach with the ability of analytical disposition to detach the native from all those things which are not serving him or her. So this is a very keen-eyed person who will go deep down to analyze whether a situation, a job, or a certain relationship, a certain investment is serving him or her. If the person finds that the relationship, the situation is not serving that person, then the person will not hesitate to detach, but with a very logical, sharp energy. These people are very, very incisive people and can get deep down to understand whether the person is lying or not, whether the person is giving right data or not, and they can look at data deep within to use analytical energy, to use logic and intellect to take most important decisions in life. Emotion has a small contribution in their decision making. Most of their decision making is to be able to understand situation according to the logical, practical approach, and only then will they take a decision. And all these nakshatras ruled by Mercury are all under water signs. So the analytical ability of Mercury, but the very fluid, the flexibility of the water signs also comes in. So this person can be very flexible while being very analytical also, and can easily separate the rice from the chaff. If it gets into the nakshatra of Aslesha, where all four padas are in Cancer, this can be a very giving person, very contributing person in relationship or in partnership. And because they are so giving people, so if they find that they are being hoodwinked, they are being challenged, and it is not serving them, these people can also detach themselves and can be very analytical. And that's why many people who are in the nakshatra of Aslesha are very feared, because these people can, if at all they want, they can also be very inimical also. And so this is an energy to keep away from these people if you don't mean business, if you have anything sly up your sleeve, because these people can see through your game. If it's in the Jyeshtha nakshatra, all four padas of Jyeshtha lie in the Scorpio sign. So this is a very strong energy of a person being able to take analytical decisions, but with a deep down energy of extracting even that which is not visible on the surface. Many of the very strong research oriented people, surgeons, will also have this energy, because Mercury, ruler of the Virgo sign, is also about service. Ketu is also about surgery, and here it has Scorpio energies of the 8th house. So this can be a very sharp person, very incisive person, and can delve deep down to be able to extract information. And so this can be a person with strong insights into being able to get down to the bottom of things, and then to be able to take decisions, whether it is in spy agencies or in research or police or armed services, something which can escape other people's eye, but a very keen eye is needed, can be this energy. At the same time, if Ketu gets into the nakshatra of Revati, where all the four padas are in the Pisces side, this can be extremely spiritual energy, extremely idealistic energy also. This person can live for everybody else rather than self. So this person is very, very giving, extremely spiritual, which the person feels, if I do more for others, karma will also come back to me, good things will also come back to me, and so very, very optimistic. And so in his or her optimism, sometimes tend to do more for others, even more than themselves they are capable of. And so many times these people are left empty-handed, because they feel that I needed to give, and they give. And then they feel, okay, someone from somewhere will come and help me, and they do get that help out of nowhere, because the zodiac helps them, or some person, some good Samaritan may come and support them emotionally, professionally, and otherwise. However, many a times these people, because of their over optimism, idealism, can also be at the receiving end. But this is the very spiritual energy of doing a lot of charity, a lot of giving to others, and through this energy of separating themselves from the material results, but being idealistic and optimistic and doing more for others, this attracts the most spiritual energy than any other nakshatra in which Ketu can be placed.
Now all the Venus ruled nakshatras have the fire energy, very, very fire energy, because all the three nakshatras are completely in the fire signs of either the Aries sign or the Leo or the Sagittarius sign. But because these are Venus ruled nakshatras, which means the materialism, the desire for love, affection, need for being close to somebody, wanting somebody in your life, but also the material desires, the good quality of life, these also kick in. So the energy that Ketu brings in is that The person wants to move toward these materialistic desires, but somewhere deep within, the person doesn't know what for. So there is also this need for spirituality, wanting all this, but sometimes the need is not for self. Sometimes the need is just to accumulate them, or to do more for others, maybe for the spouse or for the family. However, because they are very fiery energies, sometimes this energy is either of being extremely materialistic on one end, where you want to go and conquer everything, get all the materialistic desires that you can achieve, because these are Venus ruled nakshatras. On the other hand, you want to run away from all the materialistic desires, because sometimes you feel in the long run they don't serve you. You're unnecessarily running in the rat race. Now, depending on which nakshatra it gets in, those results will also come in. For example, it gets into the nakshatra of Bharani, where all the 4 padas are in Aries. Then this is the high energy of high materialism, because all 4 padas are in Aries. Very, very go-getting energy. But at the same time, this is also energy where the high materialism may also come at a cost. Either one area of your life will be completely negated. Either you will get the love, affection, the intimacy and the romance in your life, or you will get the materialism. Both of them coming together, it's not possible. It's not given to you. You are detached from the result, because Ketu is the planet of detachment. On the other hand, if it's Purva Falguni nakshatra, where all the 4 padas are in the sign of Leo, then here responsibility comes in, high accountability also comes in, where you want to do more for others also. But at the same time, it will detach you from one. Either it will give you a lot of responsibility, accountability, but no leadership designation. You are struggling to reach the top while you're given more loads to do. But if it's the Purvashada nakshatra, where all the 4 padas are in Sagittarius, so here the need to go out to be somebody who wants to enjoy the larger equations of life, the adventure in life, the fun part of life, the risk-taking ability, all this comes into. So you want to be the person who wants to go and enjoy life, you want to meet with people, you want to understand different cultures, and this is our energy. If you go for one holiday and come back, you immediately want to go for another one. Or sometimes if some time passes by, then if somebody says let's go for another holiday, you feel no, I don't want to go for a holiday, book tickets, get into a flight and go, I don't want all that. And then very next day you say, what happened, we were making plans for that holiday, and then your partner says, but you said you didn't want to go. No, let's go yaar, this is what we should be doing, forget about what I said yesterday, let's book our tickets. So this is that up and down energy. You are either completely there, completely attached, or you're completely detached. That is the result when Ketu gets into the nakshatras ruled by Venus. When Ketu gets into the nakshatras ruled by Moon, now this is a very tricky energy, because what is Moon? Moon is more attachment. It is the attachment to emotions, attachment to empathy, to nourish, to care for others. When Ketu goes here, either it makes you too attached to the others, whereas they are not so attached to you, because Ketu will give you detachment somewhere. So you tend to be too attached. You are in the 4th gear. So you are too attached, you want to do more for others, you are too empathetic, you are too understanding, sometimes you become too emotional. But if you see that it is not being reciprocated, then you can also go to the other extreme. You may be completely detached, or show that you are detached. You lose emotional, you also sometimes may become very icy. So this is a energy which is not easy to comprehend, not easy to manage. Many times people may go through huge ups and downs in the emotional energies. Sometimes you may go into the pits of emotional turmoil. Sometimes you may be very, very high in spirits, and sometimes you don't know why you're going through this roller coaster of emotions. And this is also because there are a lot of earth energies. All the 3 nakshatras ruled by Moon all the 3 are in the earth signs, and so this also gets you strongly attached to people, strongly attached to a cause, strongly attached to a group or some cause that you are wanting to do. But this can sometimes also be the reason for the biggest breakdowns, because you're so attached that disappointment can also be that great. Look at the nakshatras, Rohini, Hasta, Shravana, all of them have earth energy, because each of the 4 padas, whether it's Rohini, Hasta or Shravana, all the 4 padas are either in Taurus or in Virgo or in Capricorn. So if it goes into the nakshatra of Rohini, ruled by Taurus energies, extremely high materialism, extremely high need for materialistic achievements, higher remuneration, and sometimes you also get that, but you also go through this huge roller coaster. 3-4 years of yours, you get very good results, very good financial independence, good financial growth, and then the 3-4 years after that will be completely stagnated, as if nothing is moving. Ketu has completely overshadowed this remuneration. So it will be a period of huge high gains, but also a period of hardly any gains. If it gets into the nakshatra of Hasta, this can be extremely service oriented person, has a huge attachment to care for others, to nourish others, to do for others, with a strong service orientation, strong service mindset. And many times these people don't know how to fight for themselves, put up a fight if they need to get into an argument, or they need to stand up for their own gains or stand up to competition. Either they will be completely bereft of any energy, they don't get into those turmoil, they don't get into those grapevines, they don't get into the political circles, or if they want to, they can shred others to pieces if they become extremely political, extremely manipulative. Because Ketu, remember, the image of the deity with no head but a sharp object in hand, they can cut off to pieces competition if they want to, but that happens very rarely. And then the nakshatra of Shravana. If Ketu is in the nakshatra of Shravana, all the 4 padas are in Capricorn. This is a person who wants to do more for others, extremely dedicated person, very loyal, very committed, extremely organized, but to do for others, to do for a larger cause. And here what it does is, either gives you high responsibility, high accountability, high workload also, and you're given a lot of work to be able to, you're made responsible for a lot of output, but many times that appreciation, that recognition may not come your way in terms of growth. And sometimes with some boss, with some authority figures, you may also get into a challenge here. However, this can also make you somebody who can be excellent leader, where you become a very empathetic leader, you become a very caring leader, you become a very understanding leader as well. That is the result of Ketu getting into the nakshatras ruled by Buddha. When Ketu goes into the nakshatras ruled by Mars, here we know Ketu and Mars, it's been said, Kujvat Ketu, which means Ketu is like Mars. And the reason being is simple. What is the first sign of the zodiac? Aries. What is the first nakshatra of the zodiac in Aries? It is Ashwini, ruled by Ketu. So obviously Ketu will also act like Mars, but not with that attachment, the focus of Mars. So when Ketu goes into the nakshatras ruled by Mars, very high energy to go and to get, very very goal oriented, want to do something, but these are energies to do something for the soul rather than for self, because Ketu is involved here. Mars is the general for the soul, Ketu is the planet of spirituality, wants to give up everything. So this is a planet which wants to give you high energy, high dedication, high commitment to be able to go and get, to achieve, so that the soul can also rise spiritually. So if you get caught up in the rigmaroles of materialism, then this can be a very tricky energy to handle, because you are chasing materialism on one hand, but the soul wants you to move towards liberation, towards moksha. And because 2 padas of each of these nakshatras are in the earth signs and 2 are in the air signs, so you both have the fixated energies, the earthy energies, but also the relationship orientation, the social orientation of the air sign. So depending on which nakshatra Ketu gets into, those results will also come accordingly in the Mars ruled nakshatras. If it gets into the Mrigashira nakshatra, where 2 padas are in Taurus, 2 padas are in Gemini, then high need for good remuneration for materialistic desires, but with very high, very strong communication skills. The ability to influence here is very very high. If it gets into Chitra, 2 padas are in Virgo, 2 padas are in Libra, very high service orientation, very high need, empathy to do for others, and with the relationship, with the connection, with the synergy with people. If it gets into Dhanishta, where 2 padas are in Capricorn and 2 padas are in Aquarius, so this is the person, extremely loyal person, extremely committed person, but wants to do something for a social cause, wants to do something for the masses. And so this can be extremely high giving energy, somebody who can do and leave a mark for the masses, something for years and ages to come. And that is the energy of Ketu when it goes into the nakshatras ruled by Mars. When Ketu gets into the nakshatras ruled by Jupiter, all the Jupiter ruled nakshatras have either the air or the water energies. So here the high wisdom, the need to counsel others, to advise others, to give to others, higher learning, spiritual learning also comes into the focus. So here life will throw at these people not easy situation. The situations will be tough, and there will be a lot of higher learning, experiential learning, spiritual learning also. People, when they go through these situations, immediately move towards spirituality, immediately move towards the high energy, because it is the higher energy which is calling you. So yeah, when Ketu gets into the nakshatras ruled by Jupiter, the person will be somebody who will be very good counsel, very good guide, very good expert, very good advisor to others, very good help in some way or the other. If it gets into Punarvasu, with 3 padas are in Gemini and 1 pada is in Cancer, so this person can be very good advisor, very good counsel, very good expert, who is leading from the front in influencing other people in the manner of caring, empathizing and understanding. If it gets into Vishaka, where 3 padas are in Libra, 1 pada is in Scorpio, so very high degree of connection, relationship, synergies, but wanting to solve the deeper mysteries of life, very high research oriented, somebody who can also be working or advising people in the matters of other people's money, in insurance, taxation and audit. If it gets into Purva Bhadrapada, where 3 padas are in Aquarius and 1 pada is in Pisces, again very strong Jupiter rule energies and Saturnian energies, but for the masses. This can be a guru, a acclaimed guru and acclaimed expert who is able to give the most for the masses. This can be a guru like somebody who's like an Elon Musk, who's seen as an expert in his field and who's able to do high quality things for the masses, but at the same time with the spiritual energies, the high energies of a spiritual guru also. So if Ketu gets into the nakshatras of Jupiter, all these energies will come to the fore, where you can be a guide, you can be a counselor, you can be an expert of the highest quality. When Ketu gets into the nakshatras ruled by Saturn, all the Saturn ruled nakshatras, all the 4 padas are in that water signs. Either all 4 padas are in Cancer, all 4 padas are in Scorpio, all 4 padas are in Pisces. So when Ketu goes into the nakshatras ruled by Saturn, here the detachment is stronger. The struggle to get material results is much higher, and after a lot of patience, perseverance, working long hours, hard work over ages, then you get results. But because these are water energy, this also is an energy of a lot of flexibility, fluidity. So these people are extremely flexible people who will also be very easily malleable, very easily dissolvable in whatever area of work responsibility is given to them. If Ketu gets into the nakshatra of Pushya, all 4 padas are in Cancer, so this can be somebody who will, with the dedication of Saturn, commitment of Saturn, do the utmost caring, nurturing and supporting others, extremely high empathy. So these people can also get into medical profession or pharmaceuticals or any service oriented professions. If it gets into Anuradha, where all 4 padas are in Scorpio, so this person is a person who will be very mysterious but very magnetic also, but is a very sharp person, will be able to analyze others within a matter of minutes. If you meet a person with Ketu in the nakshatra of Anuradha, few minutes you spend with them, they will be able to understand who you are, what kind of a person you are. They will be like an X-ray machine on you, but they won't be telling you. If it's Uttara Bhadrapada, where all 4 padas are in Pisces, Ketu, Saturn and Pisces energy, extremely spiritual energies, extremely service oriented energies. These people can also do very well when they go abroad, serve abroad, even do very well abroad over a period of time with a lot of patience, hard work, commitment and dedication, and the flexibility that the Pisces energies bring. And that is the result of Ketu getting into the nakshatras ruled by Saturn. When Ketu gets into the nakshatras ruled by Rahu, Ketu energies on one side, detachment, moving away, negating you the results, and Rahu, hunger, greed. Just imagine what will happen in such an equation. And Rahu ruled energies are all air ruled energies, which means all the nakshatras ruled by Rahu are in the air signs, which means these people can also be extremely relationship oriented, social oriented, society oriented. They believe in connection, they believe in synergies, they believe in working with others. However, because the Rahu ruled energies are there, so these people want to achieve, they want to do, they want to get, they want to acquire, they want to gain. But Ketu ruled energies are, so they want to acquire, gain for others, to give off, and many times the results are not for themselves. If Ketu gets into the nakshatra of Ardra, where all 4 padas are in the Gemini sign, so here this person will be somebody who will be very highly communicative, somebody who can be very good at influencing others, very good at leaving a mark on others, very good teacher, advisor also, very good coach also, and brings in that high energy, that high dedication and the hunger to learn but to give, which Ketu brings in. If Ketu gets into the nakshatra Swati, where all the 4 padas are in the sign of Libra. So these are again very strong energies, extremely high artistic energies. So such a person can be extremely creative. Also somebody who wants to do more through their creative energy, through their innovative energy, to do more for others. So the hunger there is there to learn, to acquire, but the Ketu energies wanting to gain, to do more for others, to serve others, to make people happy through their artistic endeavor, through their creativity, through their innovative energies. And that is the result when Ketu gets into the Nakshatras ruled by Rahu. When Ketu gets into the Nakshatras ruled by itself. Now the funny part when Ketu gets into the Nakshatras ruled by itself is that it has to contend with the fire energies, because all the Ketu ruled Nakshatras are in the fire signs. Either it's in Aries or in Leo or in Sagittarius signs, which means that while Ketu is the supreme negator, giving up energy, negating detachment, but also spiritual energy. So here a person can become extremely spiritual, wanting to do more for others, wanting to do more for society. Even if they want to gain at a materialistic level, they will find that these materialistic results don't remain with them, or try as they might, they themselves are not able to get more out of it. If they are working very hard for the family, they will find that family is able to enjoy all the benefit of these people working hard, but they themselves are not able to get more out of their own commitment, more out of their own achievements also. So here Ketu will give you the fiery energy to go and get, to acquire the killer instinct, but at the same time not be able to enjoy the full benefits of this. You are completely negated the higher materialistic gains of this. You will feel good within yourself, very satisfied. I was able to get this, I was able to get that, but deep within you will not be the one at the receiving end of all the fun and the joy. So if Ketu gets into the nakshatra of Ashwini ruled by itself, the first nakshatra of the zodiac, in the Aries sign, extremely high spiritual energies, go-getting energies, very good general, a fighter, will be able to overcome all odds to be able to achieve the highest level of work, highest level of quality of work, whichever line they get into, especially if they get into armed forces or healthcare or manufacturing or IT, this can do extremely well. If Ketu gets into the nakshatra of Magha, all for Padas are in Leo, this is an extremely giving leadership, a leader who can take the highest accountability, highest responsibility, and will work with a lot of dignity, with a lot of self-respect, and will want to do more. So this is a leader who is a completely selfless leader, wants to do more for others. These people can get to the highest rung of power, influence, but sometimes they will find they themselves are not able to enjoy the power, the influence to do something for themselves. If Ketu gets into the nakshatra of Mula, where all four padas are in Sagittarius, this is a person who will want to acquire all sorts of knowledge, all sorts of experiences, wants to learn everything that is available, learns through experiences, tough experiences, where sometimes he goes through the bottom rung, almost finishes off, then rises like a phoenix from the ashes, because those are Mula energy. You need to go into the root, you need to go into the dumps to acquire more energy, acquire more learning, to be able to then rise higher. And through your learning, through your experiences, experiential learning, be able to do more for others and spread the learning, spread the knowledge, spread the highest spiritual energy. And that is the result of Ketu when it goes into the nakshatras ruled by itself. So now friends, that we have seen, when Ketu gets into the nakshatras ruled by other planets, other energies, what are the results it gets? Just check which nakshatra your Ketu is lying, which houses it is lying, what areas it is influencing, what areas it is negating, because some areas of that you will be able to achieve easily, but some of those areas you will struggle throughout your life to be able to achieve very less from those. Keep this in mind, because here it is Ketu, it is getting into the nakshatras ruled by other planets. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation, please reach out to me at the link given below. Till some other time with some other video, this is your friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.